In this video, I'm gonna show you how I strip this buffet wooden piece of furniture that I had originally already painted and stained over back down to the original wood to make it match my new aesthetic. And we're actually taking it back to where all of this began, because I did this piece almost 6 years ago, and now everything has completely changed in that time. Welcome back to Flipping Gorgeous. My name is Lena Taylor. Think of this channel as your girlfriend's guide to DIY and home improvement, where you just hang out with me as I do my projects and share the good, the bad, and the ugly of everything I've learned over renovating a home for the past 10 years. And today that's my kids in the background screaming. They're doing a slip and slide right now. We're taking it back to the very beginning. 6 years ago, it was the COVID lockdown. Yes! You're already done? That wasn't very long. So much for trying to get that project in there. And we're back. Got them settled and taken care of. So this piece I bought in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. And at the time, I was running a business that was crushing me. I had 3 kids under 3, and I couldn't find any furniture for this house that we moved in and we planned to renovate because of all of the shipping and lockdown. So I found some pieces on Facebook Marketplace. At the time, they were just the original unfinished wood, and I decided I wanted to paint it, give it kind of a distressed farmhouse look. My style has really changed since then. So now it's time to give this piece a new look to fit my part of my glam entryway makeover that I'm doing. I plan to use it in the entryway. So here's how we're going to approach this. I've decided I'm going to refinish this on my front porch because I don't feel like hauling this piece all the way to the garage. So the very first thing I did was put up a tarp, lay down some tarp on the floor, some drop cloths in case I end up spraying or I just don't want it to get everywhere. So that was step 1, and to try to protect it if it rains or something like that, I just used push pins and hung up the drop cloth. The next thing that I'm going to do is strip off the paint. The original paint I used on this was a furniture paint. I want to say it was the Varathane furniture paint. So we're gonna see if I can strip it off. What I'm not sure about is the top here. This is stained. It's a very heavy stain. I want a little heavy on the stain. So we're gonna see if we can strip that off. So my goal is, if I can get this down to the raw wood, to give it some of the kind of almond-y tone that I have going on in the rest of the house, and give it an updated finished look, change out the hardware. So the first thing we're going to do is apply the stripper. Then once we strip that all down, we'll see what we've got to work with, if we're going to have to sand, and go from there. So with this, the first thing you want to do is shake it well and then pour it into a metal container and apply a thick coat with a paintbrush to a small area. You're gonna brush it in one direction only, and we're gonna leave it to do the work for about 15 minutes. And then in 15 minutes, we're gonna scrape it off to see how it does. So I guess I'm going to do the top here, and then we're also going to do, I'll probably take off the drawers and do those separately, and we'll test the side. So we'll do that first. We'll do the top and a side and see how it works. This was recommended to me by my father-in-law recently because I've worked with everything else that you can strip furniture with. I used citrus strip before, and it was just a gunky, nasty mess. So we're gonna give this a try. My first time ever using it, but my father-in-law, who does a lot of furniture, said it's the best. I've applied the clean strip. I can already see it. Look, oh my gosh, that's gonna be so satisfying. I can already see it starting to work. So we're gonna leave this for about 15 minutes, let it do the work, and then come back out here with my plastic scraper and try to get this initial layer of paint off and see if we can get the original wood exposed. I'm super excited. Here's an observation. The heat is working against me. Some of this stuff is drying before it's getting the chance to really crackle up. So I can see that on the side that's directly facing the sun. So I've moved over here to this other side and you can see it's still a little bit more wet. I'm gonna show you how it's scraping off. It says to do it in the direction of the wood grain, which is a little bit harder, I think. Oh, see, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. So the rest of this might end up being an after dinner project when it's cooled down a bit, but I'm gonna see what I can get off now. Good morning. I worked on this for most of the day yesterday. That clean strip, I think is definitely something I prefer over the citrus strip. But like I said, man, you really have to glob it on there. The best I can describe the consistency that it should look like is if you cracked an egg and the egg white was just clump on here. That's how much you have to put on for it to really strip it off. So you can see it came off in a lot of areas, but I'm gonna take some sandpaper now to just really get it clean and smooth. If I was gonna paint this again, maybe it wouldn't matter so much, but because I wanna stain it, I've gotta get all the last little bits of paint off, and I went through that entire liter of the clean strip. So in retrospect, I probably should have bought the gallon. It's a little more expensive, but then I would still have some left over. So I would just recommend buying the gallon if you're gonna go for it. So it feels like it's going to be very hot out here today. So I'm gonna try to get this started and get the sanding done before it gets too hot. I'm going to use 80 grit to try to peel this off, and then I'll go over everything with 220. The clean strip didn't work at all on the stain at top. I've just got to take off that whole layer, that top layer, and sand it down to the original wood. So I've got to use a lower grade grit to do that, and then we'll do a little more of a smoother one just to clean it up before we stain it. All right, for this part, I'm going to be using my orbital sander. I'm going to use an 80 grit to strip it off. Make sure you have protective glasses and a mask. All right, now that we've got it all stripped down and all the paint is off, and I rolled up little 80 grit paper and got in between all the crevices, now I'm gonna go over and give it a smoother finish before we apply the stain using 220. So we'll get it all ready to stain, and then we're gonna test what stains we want to use this. This is, you know, it looks like kind of a goldeny pine. So it's got a little bit of a yellow undertone to it. I don't know that I want so much yellow. So we're gonna test out and see how the almond color looks, and also how some other stains look, to determine if we need to like whitewash it or bleach it beforehand to get that tone that I want to go for. All right, so I have gotten it all sanded down to the raw wood. We have stripped it down, we have cleaned it. I just wiped it down with a rag. And now what we're going to do is test the stain color that I have in mind. I've used this stain in other areas of my house, like my fireplace mantle. So what I'm gonna do is just test a corner first. Oop, that was a little more than I wanted to come on. Yeah, there we go. Now I shaked it up a little bit more. Just want to see what that is looking like. Let that sit for a second, and then we're gonna wipe it off. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Yep. I'm gonna call my sister out here to look and see what she thinks. Actually, it's giving it a nice tone. And so you want to wipe it down so you can see the wood grain. The first time I did this piece, I didn't really know what I was doing when it comes to staining furniture, and I put way way too thick of a stain on. Didn't wipe it down. You couldn't even really see the wood grain. So now, we'll just come right back over it with a cloth. We'll probably do a couple layers of the stain. We'll go in the direction of the wood grain. And I need to put my cloth back down, my tarp fell. But this is really just a test to see. Dang it, y'all. I'm making a mess. This is what happens. Don't go in a hurry. I gotta go inside and make the kids lunch, and I was like, I'll just test this real quick. Yeah, so this is called Flagstone. This is gonna be the winner. It's turning out just like I wanted it to. That's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful shade, I think. Kind of going with the gray-brown undertones rather than yellow. Oh yeah, that's gonna look so good. All right, so we're gonna take a break for a minute. Probably come back out and do this later this evening. But that stain is looking really nice. And I think this should get me through it, hopefully. All right, let's go make the kiddos lunch and we'll come back to this later. The kids and I had our outing for today. We had to make a trip to get more of the stain. I have had luck finding this particular color at Michael's. I have not had so much luck finding at Home Depot or anywhere else, or I've had to order on Amazon. Thankfully, Michael's had some today in stock. So we swing by, picked that up, and then I stopped by Home Depot to get some 320 sanding pads because in between the layers of stain, I'm just gently going over with it, this little sand block, so that it kind of strips it a bit before applying the next coat of stain because I'm definitely gonna need 2 coats. Brush has gotten a little wiry here. I'm just doing the door fronts. The drawer fronts. I'm not worried about restaining all the inside. I'm just gonna leave that the raw wood. But this color, it's looking so nice. It has enough of the gray undertones to kind of mute out the yellow. I'm wondering if I need to resand the front of this drawer though. It's looking a tiny bit splotchier than I would like. These little patches right there. Might have to resand that one. We'll see. This is liquid wood, and this is how I kind of fix the little imperfections on the one drawer. I painted it over it, and then I'm going to apply a little layer of stain after this dries, and I think it should make it all look more uniform with the other doors and drawers. It's day 3 of stripping the paint off of this buffet hutch and redoing it in a natural wood finish. I've reached the point that I call the messy middle. The messy middle is when it's not exciting and fun anymore. When your project's gone a little AWOL in some ways and you're just like, oh, I'm over this. But you gotta get through it. You gotta push through the messy middle. So here's what's happening. Oh, just know my camera lens got something on it. Here's what's happening in the messy middle. I sanded the dresser down. And then I put on my stain yesterday, and then this morning when I woke up, it just didn't look like it was laying evenly. Like there was still some of the old wood varnish that it wasn't absorbing. So I thought, well, I'm gonna sand it again. I made a grave mistake. I used 40 grit paper because I didn't have any 80. And on some of the door fronts, it put some imperfections into the wood. Now the sides of the buffet, the top, look incredible. But the door fronts, I've had to try to fix this by going over with the higher grit paper 220 and then 320, and it's just leaving some imperfections. But I gotta keep moving forward. So, is it gonna be perfect? No. Am I doing this piece for myself? Yes. So now we're getting ready. I stripped it all off. I put on more stain. You can see this top is looking beautiful. But I've gotta get this project done because one, it's gonna be raining, and I'm not painting the inside. We might get to that another day, just to be very honest with you, because we're having the party this weekend. I've got to get my house put back together. So now I'm going to apply the clear coat. We're using the water-based one. That's what we're using to apply. So we're gonna, now that we've got the stain, I mean, it's looking beautiful. I'm loving the flagstone color. You can see here, that is what the flagstone is looking like. The flagstone color is really beautiful. It's just that there's a lot more red undertones in this buffet than I realized. So some of it's pulling out red, and you can see that more on the drawer fronts, but I'm really loving how it's turning out, and I think it's gonna be perfect in my entryway. So we're gonna put this coat on, let it dry overnight, and then hopefully we get to move it all back in tomorrow. All right, to fix the little imperfections, I actually ended up taking some of my liquid wood and painting it over it, and then I'm gonna apply the stain on top of it, because some of it just wasn't matching the rest. So that was a quick little fix, and I'm glad I had that liquid wood. So this is what the clear coat looks like. It's not very clear. Okay, I have to show you what I have on under my jumpsuit. You won't believe it. I have my bathing suit on because the kids and I went to the pool, and then I came home and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to work on this. This is how you do it when you're a mom of 3 and you're trying to do your projects. It's like, well, you just fit it in where you can. And tonight it was after the pool and before dinner, so there was no time to change. I think this piece just turned out so beautifully. It gave me a little bit of a run for my money, but now I think I finally learned how to do this the right way. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you feel empowered to take on your next project. And remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling intimidated, start small, start messy, start now. Bye.